morning. My name is Maritza Rodriguez. I am president of the Cleveland Public Library Board of Trustees. And once again, welcome, welcome. This is a long time coming, but we are here today, yes. On behalf of my fellow trustees, welcome. Welcome to our staff, our director, our esteemed guests, our partners, and most importantly, our patrons. Today we are here to celebrate construction on the new Martin Luther King Jr. branch here in University Circle. Each time we break ground, the prouder I am of the transformation and impact we have across the city of Cleveland. Each milestone takes me back to 2017 when Clevelanders voted to pass a tax levy to support Cleveland Public Library. As part of that levy, we made a promise to revitalize our 27 branches to better serve the Cleveland community now and into the future. Today, we take another step towards fulfilling our promise. A promise to build 5-star libraries to match our 5-star staff, collections, programs, and services. To our MLK branch neighbors and patrons, you already know what a gem you have here. This branch is for you. It was designed for you, your needs, and reflects the uniqueness of this neighborhood. We look forward to reopening the new branch and seeing our imagination become a reality. So let our celebration begin. I'd like to invite back our director, Felton Thomas, to say a few more words. Director, please.
So I want to start by thanking a whole bunch of folks that have helped us get to this point. First, start with, of course, a thank you to our Board of Trustees, led by Ms. Maritza Rodriguez. Also, please, give her a round of applause. If everybody could be generous, that would be so great. We want to thank one of our board members that is here, Mr. Anthony Parker. And then I know I saw Mr. Tom Corrigan here earlier. I know Tom is here. I'd also like to thank our Cleveland Public Library Foundation members. Margaret Cannon is here. Margaret. For some of you folks, just put your hand in the air so everybody knows who you are. Also, I want to thank, Bob Pincus is here. Bob, where are you? There you go. Brian Brodus is here. Brian. And I haven't seen her, but I know Erin Diamond was going to be here. So thank you to Erin as well. This couldn't happen without the work of the city government that has been so supportive of us and helping us to get to this point. So representing the mayor's office is Chief Ryan Puente is here. Thank you, Ryan. The city has been so supportive of us, including the city council, led by Mr. Blaine Griffin, who is the hardest working man in politics right now, because I see him everywhere. Our city councilman, Mr. Kevin Conwell. Our county councilwoman, Ms. Yvonne Conwell. Our library staff, led by Mrs. Parks, and especially our Martin Luther King branch staff, who you will get to hear from a little bit later. We'll have our staff introduce them. But our Martin Luther King staff, please give them a big round of applause as well. I'd also like to thank our construction partners that are here today. And we have a bunch of folks that we're really just proud to work with. We have Chris Deal, who's representing JKURTZ. Chris, where are you? We have Mark Panzica from Panzica Construction. There, Mark in the back. We have Steve Rubin from Midwest Development. And you get a chance, please introduce yourself to Jean Liu, who is our architect representing SO-IL, the lead architect on this building. Jean, where are you? We also like to thank our community development corporations and organizations that have been helpful throughout our process, especially led by Gary Hansen, who's the interim president of University Circle. Gary, thank you for being with us. So as Trustee Rodriguez said, this journey to this part right now has been a long process. We've been working on this since 2018 when we started a design competition to create what will be the new Martin Luther King Library. But as my grandmother used to say, when you're looking at the past, it's okay to look back, but it's not okay to stare, right? And we have to be really focused on where we're going and not what has happened in the past. So I'm really excited about how we are working to get to what will be the new Martin Luther King building. So many times I get asked by folks, what does the Martin Luther King building legacy mean to you, at parades or at on Martin Luther King Day? And it always takes me back to when I was 5 years old. The first time I really remember the legacy of Dr. King, I was at church with my mom and my grandmother, and the pastor mentioned Dr. King, and then everyone just started crying in the room, right? This was much after his assassination. And I really realized the legacy of it. We all know that over the 50 years since Dr. King's death, that in many ways it's become commercialized, and it doesn't share the legacy that we all want our young people to take away from having a building built after Dr. King. Much like I was in that room in that church in 1970, right? This building was built originally from that angst and anger of the legacy, wanting to make sure that no one forgot the legacy of Dr. King, right? And we are here today to celebrate a new move to what Dr. King's legacy for the city of Cleveland will be, right? But it doesn't mean that we have to lose the soul of what it was meant when it was built right here. And that's what we're going to try to continue in this new building. And we are really excited about the things that you are going to find in this new building. We'll have John Lang talk about the dynamics and the specifics of what will be in that building. John Lang is our CEO, and he'll talk a little bit about that. But I wanted to make sure that everyone recognized that when you go into that building, you are going to see a space that takes your breath away and makes you think back about why and take you to thinking about why Dr. King's legacy continues even 50 years later. We could not be here without the support of the city, and the city has provided. And the mayor is one of our best advocates you could ever have. He talks about libraries all the time, and we really, really appreciate that, especially because he talks about the Cleveland Public Library. So we really appreciate it. So right now I'd like to bring up Mr. Ryan Puente. Ryan, I am looking for your specific title, and I have it here. You are Chief of Government Affairs. I should have that written right next to your name.
Thank you, everybody, for having me today. Mayor Bibb couldn't be here, but I'm extending a proclamation on his behalf, and I'm just going to read a couple quick excerpts from the proclamation. On behalf of the citizens of the City of Cleveland, I'm honored to offer this proclamation in recognition of the groundbreaking ceremony of the Cleveland Public Library's MLK branch. Cleveland Public Library has been an innovator amongst public library systems through its service-driven mission. The library's expansive services range from computer literacy programs to providing summer food programs, free legal advice, and more. Cleveland Public Library also provides services to the blind and visually impaired throughout all of Ohio's 88 counties. The library's continuous support for Cleveland's communities through the versatile programming is exceptional. On Saturday, August 20th, 2022, the Cleveland Public Library is hosting today's groundbreaking. Therefore, I, Justin Bibb, the Mayor of the City of Cleveland, do hereby offer this proclamation in recognition of the groundbreaking of the Cleveland Public Library's MLK branch. Congratulations, Director.
Thank you. Alrighty here. And now I'd like to bring up City Councilman, Mr. Kevin Conwell, for some remarks.
I was glad to hear the director talk about the spirit of Dr. Martin Luther King. Martin, when I was a kid, always visited this neighborhood. He always was in this community. He gave speeches and sermons at Everlasting Baptist Church on Eddy Road. His Potter Ward Dine, Glenville. We even have a video of MLK. We can give you a copy of it from Glenville High School. And he spoke there, I think it was in 1967. He also, everybody know that, he spoke at Corey United Methodist Church. So the spirit is right here. The spirit is here. But before I read this resolution, I hand it over to El Presidente. I like when you mention the spirit of Dr. Martin Luther King. When Christ woke me up this morning, I'm here to tell you this. What would be lovely? We say Martin Luther King Church, Martin Luther King Library, the center for social justice. And then you talk about the work, how King worked with everybody, white, black people, Jews and Gentiles. And he worked with everybody to make things move forward. So when we do that and not have Martin Luther King Library up here, but you have the social justice in his spirit, in his principles are everlasting, then more and more people will come and hear about the work and the teachings of Martin Luther King. And I yield to the Council President, El Presidente.
Thank you so much. First of all, thank you so much for making this happen. Always been here, and the councilman, who's my good friend, one of my dearest friends, as well as my colleague who we share the same neighborhood. I'm directly across the street. It's great to see this come to fruition. I once heard a saying to say, nothing is more powerful than an idea whose time has come. Yes. And that is what we're seeing now with the spirit of this library. I appreciate President Thomas for all that he's doing to really bring libraries back on the map in the city of Cleveland. You guys are doing a fantastic job, and us here at City Council will always be here to support you. So on behalf of City Council, I know that we have a proclamation for you, and I will yield to my colleague, Councilman Kevin Conwell.
And on behalf of the 375,000 residents in the city of Cleveland, we applaud your library and the work, Director. Right, that's yours. I'm not going to read this whole piece because they already know. They walk it, we always say you got to walk it like you talk it or you lose that beat. So the members of Cleveland City Council take great pride and pleasure in congratulating CPL, Cleveland Public Library, on the very special occasion of its groundbreaking ceremony for the Martin Luther King Jr. branch, which is being held on today, Saturday, August the 20th. So we congratulate you on behalf of the 375,000 residents in the city of Cleveland, sir. We'll do our picture. Thank you.
Let me get in the middle here.
We'll put the drummer in the middle because he plays drums also.
Don't tell everybody.
All right, cool beans, man. Cool.
As supportive of the city has been our county councilwoman. Thank you so much, Yvonne Conwell, for all the support you've provided us. Please give a big round of applause for the county councilwoman, Yvonne Conwell.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of Cuyahoga County Council and maybe 1.3 million Cuyahoga County residents, we want to offer CPL a proclamation for MLK Branch Library, and we also want to thank President Thomas for his leadership, for not only this branch, but for many across the transformations he's taken across the city. As a child, I dreamed through the books at Glenville Library. I dreamed through the books at MLK Library. I dream today through Cuyahoga County Euclid Library. I go to Addison Branch. I'm one of those kids and adults that loved books. So I didn't only get the feel from one library, I got it from all. And the one thing that I could say about CPL Library
is that they had programs, dynamic programs, for my generation growing up and still today, to carry out those dreams for not only as a child, but as an adult. And we all like to dream. We all like to dream about what vacation we're gonna go on, what the next goals in our life are gonna be. So the library is a true partner in any community, and CPL stands above them all. God bless.
Yeah, we put beauty in the middle. My wife makes me look good.
Thank you, Councilwoman. And I think the most important thing you were talking about was the concept of dreams. And we all know what dreams mean for being tied to Dr. King. And I want to bring up our board trustee, Anthony Parker, who's the chair of our Capital Diversity Committee, and make sure that we're being sustainable and equitable in the work that we're doing for CPL and our construction group. As you know, the county councilman mentioned, we are renovating all 27 of our branches all across the city. And it's just been an undertaking that has been wonderful. You'll see our first libraries opening up in October and November of this year. That would be our Jefferson and our Huff libraries. But it has been a great bit of work for our folks to make sure that we were equitable and making sure that everyone got a piece of the pie as we were doing this work. And thank you to Trustee Parker, who's led that initiative. So Trustee Parker, would you come up?
As a youngster growing up in Cleveland, going to the library every day, especially in high school, having my mother who served as a children's librarian, Cleveland Public Library, and my sister, who was a branch librarian, I am proud to be a member of the Board of Trustees working with the director. We don't just build buildings. We don't just renovate buildings with names. We believe in knowing the pulse of the community, addressing the needs of the community, empowering them to go after opportunities within their reach. We are the People's University. And we believe that everybody should have a seat at the table, no matter their background, their beliefs. We believe that everyone should be treated fairly and impartially. We believe in the principle of equity. It drives us. It drives our mission. It is part of our vision. So when we think about this wonderful library that is going up, we think about a lot of different things. We established the Supplier Diversity Council to ensure that the library's suppliers are diverse and represent the community we serve. We've hired a diverse group of architects and construction managers. We did not want just a library that says Martin Luther King, but embodies and empowers what he believed in. Social justice, making sure that everybody had a place for common ground. We wanted creative space so that people can come from all over, working together, going and fighting for their dreams. It takes a special team to make sure this happens. Not just anybody can work on this project. You have to understand our philosophy. And making sure that we have a great team, and leading this team is our Chief of Operations Officer, Mr. John Lang. He's going to come at this time and tell us about our team.
No, come on. I have to make sure everybody knows that's Reverend Anthony Parker right there.
Note to self, never follow an ordained minister to the microphone. Good morning, everybody. Thank you and welcome. I'm John Lang, Chief Operating Officer of the People's University. Really pleased to be with you this morning. Our future is building the Cleveland Public Library, and we're very excited for what's coming next. This is the 9th of 11 projects in our Group 1, our 9th groundbreaking. As the director mentioned, we're looking forward to moving into ribbon cutting ceremonies in the next few months. Stay tuned to library social media. But while this is our 9th groundbreaking, it really is the flagship project of the entire Cleveland Public Library Facilities Master Plan, both in terms of the size of the size of the building, the size of the budget, and the importance to the Cleveland as a community, which we know so well. We're reimagining our branches to meet the needs of today and to create the libraries of the future. For the MLK, that meant a world-class facility that will serve the greater university circle community and will be the regional anchor for Cleveland Public Library on Cleveland's east side. So we needed to assemble the right team for this very important project, a team that understands the needs of our patrons as well as the practical needs of library operations, a team that knows how design can uplift, inspire, and create space for discovery and dialogue amongst a diverse community. So the director mentioned some of our partners, but I just want to call out a shout out to a few more people who are with us today. Our design partners are a collaboration between JKURTZ Architects and SO-IL. They're represented this morning by Carla Kurtz, Chris Deal, Anna Acklin, Jake Chandler, and Bill Eflin of JKURTZ, and by Jing Liu and Emma Silverblatt of SO-IL. Thank you to our architects. Our construction manager is Panzica Construction, who's responsible for many of the projects underway in the current Cleveland Renaissance in the construction. And they're joining us this morning are Mark Panzica and Bill O'Hare. The library's development partner on this innovative joint use building, representing the Library Lofts residential portion of this collaborative project, is Steve Rubin of Midwest Development. Thanks for coming, Steve. The director mentioned a great partnership with City Hall. Thanks, Chief Puentes, for being here this morning. I also want to recognize the new planning director at Cleveland, Joyce Wong, who's joining us. I know it's early in her tenure, but we really already feel the support at the main branch for everything we're getting from the city, so thank you very much for joining us. And finally, I want to recognize the library's capital construction team, who've been working shoulder to shoulder with the architects, the construction managers, and the developer over the last several years. Thank you to library employees Gene McFerrin, Eric Herman, Summer Salem, Kat Sonhalter, our consultant and owner's representative Peter McEwen, and our great legal support from Brian Zalewski and Joyce Dodrill. Thank you. I'm not an architect, but I'm just going to say a few words about the design of the building. I am a civil engineer, and this is some good-looking dirt up here, so we're getting ready to turn that in a few minutes. This is a really innovative project for the library. This is the first time Cleveland Public Library has worked on a joint-use facility. As you can see from the renderings, the library is the lower 2 floors of an 11-story structure with 9 floors of residential apartments, the Library Lofts, part of the Circle Square development that's going on all around us. So we're very excited to be part of that. The new MLK branch will be a 30,000 square foot state-of-the-art library, and it's rising right around the corner from where we sit, and I encourage you all to take a peek, and you can see the the concrete columns going up right now. It's been carefully designed to function as a major civic building for Clevelanders, as an institutional anchor for the Cleveland Public Library and the University Circle community, and most importantly, on a human scale for the library patrons and visitors that we all serve. In addition to being a significant addition to the University Circle's architectural fabric, the new MLK Library will be a welcoming, accessible, light-filled building. Features include an expanded children's area, dedicated teen space, new community meeting rooms, after-hour vestibules with patron book lockers. MLK will feature social justice center programming, the library's Anisfield-Wolf book collection honoring writing on race and equality, and the central table of brotherhood raised podium will house visual and performing arts as well as large-scale community events. I'm very excited to welcome everyone, and I'll be even more excited to welcome you all back in early 2024 for the grand opening of the MLK Library. Thank you very much.